Hey there, Nerdfighteria. It's your host, and I'm so pumped to be sharing some seriously mind-blowing trivia with you today. We're talking about those random facts that make you question everything you thought you knew about the universe. You know, the kind of stuff that makes you the most interesting person at any party, or, just gives you something to ponder while you're waiting for the microwave to beep. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a whirlwind tour of the weird, the wonderful, and the downright unbelievable. Speaking of mysteries, let's talk about the ocean. Did you know that a whopping 80% of it is still completely unexplored and unmapped? That's like having a whole continent just chilling down there. Scientists estimate that there could be over 2 million species lurking in the ocean's depths that we haven't discovered yet. To put that into perspective, we've only identified around 230,000 marine species so far. It's like, imagine you're an alien species visiting Earth for the first time, and all you've ever seen are puddles. You think you've got a pretty good handle on this water thing, right? But then you stumble upon the ocean, this vast, churning expanse teeming with life. That's what exploring the deep ocean is like for us. And the creatures that live down there? Forget about your cute dolphins and majestic whales. We're talking about things that look like they crawled straight out of a science fiction novel. Giant squid with eyes the size of dinner plates, anglerfish with bioluminescent lures, tube worms that thrive in hydrothermal vents. So the next time you're at the beach, take a moment to appreciate the sheer vastness and mystery that lies beneath the waves. Let's shift gears from the ocean depths to something a little sweeter. Literally. We're talking about honey, that golden nectar that's been satisfying our taste buds for millennia. But here's a fun fact that might surprise you. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old. And guess what? It's still perfectly edible. Honey has a super low water content and a very acidic pH, creating an environment that's incredibly hostile to bacteria, yeast, and other microorganisms. Plus, bees add an enzyme to honey called glucose oxidase, which creates hydrogen peroxide as a byproduct, acting like a built-in preservative. So, yeah, honey is basically the ultimate survival food. It's packed with nutrients, it lasts forever, and it tastes delicious. So, the next time you drizzle some honey on your toast or stir it into your tea, take a moment to appreciate the fascinating science behind this timeless treat. Hold on tight, because we're about to blast off into the vast expanse of space for our next mind-blowing fact. This one's about Venus, our closest planetary neighbor, and a planet shrouded in mystery. Venus has another trick up its sleeve that's even weirder. A day on Venus is longer than its year. It takes Venus about 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis, but only about 225 Earth days to complete one orbit around the Sun. For reasons that scientists are still trying to fully understand, Venus spins incredibly slowly on its axis, and it also rotates in the opposite direction of most planets in our solar system. So yeah, Venus is a pretty wild place, even by space standards. It's a reminder that there are still so many mysteries out there in the universe, waiting to be uncovered. Alright, let's take a break from space for a moment and talk about something a little closer to home fruit. Specifically bananas. We all know and love them, right? They're delicious, they're portable, and they make a mean smoothie. But here's a fun fact that might make you rethink your next trip to the grocery store. Bananas are technically berries. Botanically speaking, a berry is a fruit that develops from a single ovary in a flower. And believe it or not, so do bananas. The banana plant produces a flower with a single ovary that develops into the bunch of bananas we all know and love. Strawberries, on the other hand, are a bit more complex. They're what's known as an aggregate fruit, which means they develop from multiple ovaries in a single flower. So the next time you're enjoying a fruit salad, take a moment to appreciate the botanical wonders that went into creating it. And if anyone tries to tell you that a banana isn't a berry, you can hit them with some scientific knowledge. Let's hop across the pond to France for our next mind-blowing fact, and this one's about the Eiffel Tower, that iconic symbol of Parisian charm. The Eiffel Tower's height actually changes with the seasons. The Eiffel Tower can be up to 15 centimeters taller during the summer months compared to its height in the winter. It all comes down to thermal expansion. The Eiffel Tower is made mostly of iron, and like most materials, iron expands when it's heated and contracts when it's cooled. So during the summer, when temperatures soar in Paris, the iron lattice of the Eiffel Tower expands, causing the entire structure to grow slightly taller. In the winter, when temperatures plummet, the opposite happens. and the Eiffel Tower shrinks back down a bit. Alright, let's take a break from science and engineering for a moment and delve into the wacky world of history. Case in point, the shortest war in history. It took place on August 27, 1896, and it was between Britain and Zanzibar, which is now part of Tanzania. And get this, it only lasted for 38 minutes. The pro-British Sultan of Zanzibar had just died, and a guy named Khalid bin Bargash, who wasn't exactly buddy-buddy with the British, decided to declare himself the new Sultan. The British issued an ultimatum to Khalid: step down or face the consequences. Khalid decided to ignore the ultimatum and barricade himself inside the Sultan's palace with his supporters. The British promptly bombarded the palace with their naval fleet. After 38 minutes of bombardment, Khalid reportedly got the message and hightailed it out of there. The British declared victory, installed their preferred successor, and that was that. Alright, let's get back to the animal kingdom for our next mind-blowing fact, and this one's a real doozy. We're talking about wombats, those adorable Australian marsupials that look like a cross between a teddy bear and a miniature bulldozer. Now, wombats are fascinating creatures in their own right, but they have one particularly peculiar claim to fame. Their poop is cube-shaped. For years, scientists were baffled by this phenomenon. It turns out that the magic happens in the wombat's intestines. Wombats have incredibly long intestines, which allows them to extract every last drop of moisture from their food. The last section of their intestines is lined with horizontal ridges, which contract and relax at different rates, essentially molding the poop into its signature cubical shape. Scientists believe that the cubical shape helps wombats mark their territory more effectively. By producing cube-shaped poop that doesn't roll away easily, wombats can create little piles of aromatic messages for their fellow wombats. So, there you have it. The mystery of the cube-shaped wombat poop solved. Let's face it, a lot of us are hopelessly, blissfully addicted to caffeine. Whether it's that morning cup of coffee that jumpstarts your day, or that afternoon tea that gets you through the post-lunch slump, caffeine is a ubiquitous part of modern life. But, have you ever stopped to wonder where this magical, energy-boosting substance came from? Caffeine wasn't just discovered once, it was discovered independently by various cultures around the world, each with their own unique story of how they stumbled upon this potent stimulant. Let's start in Ethiopia, the birthplace of coffee. Legend has it that a goat herder named Kaldi noticed that his goats were acting particularly frisky after munching on the berries of a certain tree. Intrigued, Kaldi tried the berries himself and experienced a similar burst of energy. Word of these magical berries spread, and eventually, they made their way to monks who used them to stay awake during long hours of prayer, and thus coffee was born. Let's dive into the animal kingdom for a mind-blowing fact about octopuses. They have 8 arms, can change color faster than a chameleon, and squeeze through spaces the size of a lemon. But did you know they have 3 hearts? 2 branchial hearts pump blood through the gills, and the systemic heart pumps it through the body. So next time you see an octopus, remember its 3 hearts. For our final mind-blowing fact, let's talk about something that affects us all, every single daytime, specifically the length of a day. Now, you might think that a day is a day, right? 24 hours, no more, no less. But it turns out that the length of a day isn't as constant as we might think. In fact, days on Earth are gradually getting longer. The change is incredibly slow, so slow that you'd never notice it in a human lifetime. We're talking about fractions of a second per century. The moon's gravity exerts a pull on Earth, causing the tides to rise and fall. This tidal force isn't just messing with our oceans, it's also creating friction between Earth's surface and its oceans. This friction over vast stretches of time is gradually slowing down Earth's rotation. Well, there you have it, Nerdfighteria. 10 mind-blowing random facts that hopefully left you with a sense of wonder and a thirst for more knowledge. If you enjoyed this journey into the bizarre and fascinating corners of our universe, give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps us out. Which fact blew your mind the most? Let's discuss in the comments below. And hey, if you have any awesome trivia of your own or topics you'd love to see us explore in future videos, be sure to share those too. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. We're on a mission to bring you the most interesting and mind-expanding content out there. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay curious. Like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content.